Hi, welcome to Speaking Spirit, the podcast. I am India Lee, intuitive reader and coach, and we're going to be feeling into the messages that for the energies for this week, the week of February 7th. It's now the 8th though, so but it's still the same week. And we're just going to see what comes through. For all of us, this is definitely a week with a lot of momentum. Meaning we've just come out of some planets in retrograde. There was some energy sort of feeling like it was holding us back, having us reflect, showing us the thought patterns and energy patterns that are really no longer serving us. And now that we've seen that, the foot can come off the brake. We can really feel that movement forward and really see the results of some things that we have been asking for, manifesting, come in. The key is going to be, as they come in, to really commit to them. What I'm getting is your guides, spirit, your higher self, is now going to bring in some things. They're going to bring in some things now that you've been asking for. And when they bring them in, it's going to be really important that you don't look at them and go, what is that? I don't want that. I didn't order that. Don't send it back. Because the ego and the mind that is so conditioned to think of things a certain way, to expect certain things, and that part of you that really doesn't want to change and stretch is going to resist a little bit. But when you notice that resistance, just noticing it and saying, oh, there's that resistance. I'm going to stretch through it. I'm going to breathe through it. And I'm going to allow myself to receive these new things, even if they're scary and it feels like a stretch. Okay? And then you very quickly will feel the rewards of that. So just sort of breathing through the temporary stiffness that you may feel in your mind as you take in these new realities that you've been asking for. And they will be really good. The more you take them in, the more that they will feel natural, more natural. Okay, so first we will ask into the messages for Aries for this week. What are the messages for Aries for this week? What would you like for Aries to know? Aries, you have the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of an energy of holding on. When we talk about that stiffness, that's that energy. It's like the things you don't really want to put down. And here this week, Spirit's asking you, your higher self is asking you to put down and move away from some old burdens, to stop telling yourself that you have to do this thing, or it just isn't an option of putting it down. Yes, it is. But when you put down the burden and your mind is left wondering, well, what's going to happen to that burden? Who's going to carry it? Ask Spirit, ask your guides to show you and to pick it up and do whatever Spirit's going to do with it. But all you have to know is that, Aries, it's not yours to carry anymore. Okay? And just trust that that burden, that thing you've been doing that you feel like you have to do, I mean, who else is going to do it? Spirit's going to show you how that gets taken care of this week, okay? So just put it down. Breathe through that. Reminding yourself, hey, I've been asking to be able to put this down, actually. So thank you. And of course, it's just new and a little stiff and creaky for me to do this new thing. Okay. Next is Taurus. What would you like for Taurus to know for this week? Thank you. Week of February 7th, 8th. Four of Wands. Okay. The Magician. You're manifesting from a higher vantage point now. You are leaning on Spirit more this week. You're leaning on the divine more this week, and you're asking for some strength. You're going to find out, Taurus, that you are protected. This will be a week where you feel Spirit protecting you and lifting you up and placing you into a higher reality. Now, the thing about that is that Spirit's going to light your fire about something this week. You're going to feel this sort of spark of excitement or passion or inspiration about something, don't let your mind come in and say, well, how are you going to do that? Or you don't want to do that. Just look at that spark, look at that little fire that Spirit's given you, and say, hey, that would be great. You know what? Please show me how that can happen. Please don't extinguish that spark. Don't be your own self-saboteur and say, well, that can never happen, or I can never have this better experience that I'm being shown or that I'm feeling. This is a very important week for you, Taurus, to really nurture that little flame. However you can, if it's with daydreaming, if it's with a little bit of journaling, if it's with some full-on manifesting of like, yeah, I'm going to call that in now. Just do that this week and ask your guides to help you do that. All right. And next is Gemini. What is the message for Gemini for this week? Thank you. What would you like for Gemini to know? Gemini, you have the Seven of Swords and Strength. When you feel kind of you feel like you can't trust anyone, when you feel that sense of, I don't feel like I can let my guard down and trust, make sure you are turning to your higher guidance to show you the way that you do not need to be defensive. Show you, please, Spirit, show me why I don't need to be guarded and defensive here. There's something that will be shown to you this week that you can let down some. You've been spending a lot of mental energy, Gemini, being a bit energetically paranoid, looking for the things you fear. And this week, if you will be willing to open up more and ask for your higher guidance to show you the truth and show you how things can be safe for you, you're going to see that there's not so much to fear. It's kind of like when a child thinks they see a monster in the dark and the parent comes in and turns on the light and suddenly everything's okay. You're going to have a sense of that this week. Just ask Spirit to turn on that light for you. Okay, Gemini? And next is Cancer. What are the messages for Cancer for this week? What would you like for Cancer to know for this week? Cancer, you're going to be seeing, much like Gemini, you're going to be seeing that some sort of boogeyman that you were afraid of in the dark is not real. It's really just the way your ego has been trying to hold you back and keep you from fully trusting where you're being led. Your ego has been scaring you, trying to keep you from following your guidance. You've been receiving this guidance, Cancer, and you know that by surrendering to this guidance, you're going to a really good, you're making some really good steps forward on your path. But your ego is trying to keep you from surrendering by showing you all of the problems, all of the limitations. So it's sort of like, if your guidance has been, if you'll leave it to us, your guides are like, if you'll leave it to us, Cancer, we'll show you how all this, stuff comes in that we're showing you can have. But the mind is in there going, Cancer, don't listen to that intuition. Don't listen to it. Stay right here. So for you, it's going to be taking a deep breath and saying, no, I trust this guidance. I trust it. And I'm going to surrender to it. For you, it's not so much about taking action, but surrendering to what you know to be true, and then just let Spirit show you the rest, okay? And next is Leo. This is the message for Leo for this week. What is the message for Leo for this week? Leo, you're being guided to let something come to an end. Stop sort of poking at it. They're showing me you poking at something that is really over, dead and gone. Whatever that is, it's done. It's complete. Stop poking it. Because you're kind of afraid of, your own greatness without that thing. You know, whatever that thing that's over and complete, it was kind of holding you back, and now that it's over, dead and gone, you're a bit afraid of your own greatness, your own power, really in the physical world, because you have the King of Pentacles here. Man, that King of Pentacles is powerful, really physical world powerful. This is not just emotional or spiritual or mental. This is physical. It's real. It's solid, and something in you is afraid of that because your ego says that brings conflict, that brings drama. Somebody's going to try to fight me if I'm real and I'm strong and I'm powerful. Or maybe are you going to try to fight yourself? But the key this week is going to be to embrace that confidence, embrace that power, and say, no, it's good, it's right. I'm going to take my next steps in this and see where it leads me. It's going to be good. But you're not on your own with that either. Even though you're confident and powerful, you're with spirit in it. So remember that. Lean on spirit. Okay? Beautiful. And next is Virgo. What is the message for Virgo for this week? For Virgo. You also have the King of Pentacles. So Virgo, you are feeling that sense of solidness, that sense of, wow, I have come a long way. Look at me, you know. Wow, it keeps coming out. King of Pentacles again and again and again and again. So for you, Virgo, it feels like that spirit this week is going to show you that again and again. Look how solid you are. Look, it's coming out again. Look, Virgo, at how far you've come. Please don't overlook your own progress. And please don't keep looking back. Because there's a difference between looking at how far you've come and looking back, right? When you're looking back, you're kind of almost stuck in the past. You still identify with the past, but when you are looking at how far you've come, you're looking at, wow, look how strong I've grown. I wonder what I can do next with this strength. I wonder what I can do next with this strength from a guided place, from a protected place, rather than from a I have to use it for survival kind of place. A higher vantage point. This is a week to see what you can do with that, Virgo. You might do it quietly, but you're doing that. Beautiful. Okay, so for Libra, what is the message for Libra for this week? Thank you. You have the moon. What are we mooning about? So the moon is the fear, something you're afraid to look at. It comes out again. What is Libra fearing? What fear? Oh, again. All right. So what is Libra afraid to look at? What is Libra afraid to look at this week? Please show us what is Libra afraid to look at. The pain. So, Three of Swords. You know, Libra, when somebody hurts you, your tendency is, as you move forward, to go, well, there's water under the bridge. I'm good now. I'm fine. I'm fine. I know you kind of like did me dirty and you hurt me, and that wasn't very nice, but I'm okay. I'm all right. And you might have tended to minimize these things in the past. But you have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune says, it's time for a change, and it's time for you to embrace that now you can move forward. You can move forward acknowledging fully that pain that someone else has caused you or that you've caused yourself in the past. You can look at that and go, yeah, in the past I have really gone through some pain. That does not, however, first of all, I don't have to minimize it. Secondly, I also don't have to keep it from letting me seize this new opportunity that's coming up. Because you know now how deeply you've been hurt in the past, and you've really looked at that, and you're not minimizing it anymore. You are looking at it head on, no matter how much it hurts to look at. Now you're manifesting and welcoming in this new part of your path. And there's something I'm being blocked from here. Maybe it's because I'm a Libra. What is this with the moon? What is this? Okay. So it's coming out with the Fool. The Fool trusts completely. The Fool, oh, that's what it is. All right. Okay. So because you know, Libra, about your tendency to let things, bygones be bygones, and move forward, that tendency has gotten you hurt repeatedly in the past. Well, now you're being asked to take a leap of faith with Spirit, or maybe several leaps of faith, and you're going, but what about, I don't want to be an idiot again. I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to set myself up again to get hurt. And the message here, Libra, is that's not what you're doing. You're following your soul path. You're following your guidance. You're now aware in a way that you weren't before. So when you're asked to take that leap of faith this week and to trust that the new things coming in are good and you're not going to repeat setting yourself up for past pain, you can go ahead and move forward. Just trust that each step that's being laid out for you, Libra, is the right next step. Otherwise, it wouldn't be showing up in front of you, because you're really not tricking yourself anymore. You're not luring yourself into, or allowing others to lure you into suffering and heartache anymore. Okay? Beautiful. And next is Scorpio. What is the message for Scorpio? Thank you for Scorpio. You have the Queen of Pentacles. So Scorpio, you are really coming into a sense of feeling and knowing your own worth. Yeah. And in feeling that level up of, I know my worth, you are putting an end to the way that you used to kind of almost be at the mercy of your passions, and maybe at the mercy of someone else's passions. And meaning, you know, it was sort of passion trumps everything, and it's going to take over no matter what is loving or good for me. But you're coming into a new sense of your worth. So in some cases, this might look like, you know, someone who has been dating people repeatedly who just aren't of their caliber, you know, and they aren't treating them well, and but the passion is there, and all of the fiery stuff is there, but they're just not receiving what they're truly worthy of. They're being treated as less than. And this is an energy where that person says, no more. I'm now ready to call in someone who can reflect my worth. So however that applies for you, you have the Empress. The Empress receives gratefully. This is all very feminine energy. Even if you're a male, this is very feminine energy of receiving. And it's time for you to receive your worth. You've been manifesting it. So however that's coming in for you, embrace it. It is for you. Just don't turn it away. Just like we said in the opening message, do not turn away that which is being delivered for you that you've asked for, that you are worthy of. It might be scary. You might have to breathe into it and say, well, the old is over. I'm now going to embrace this new that I've been asking for gratefully. Okay? See what happens. All right, next is Sagittarius. What is the message for Sagittarius? Thank you. The moon. We have the moon. Starting off several signs readings today. For you, Sagittarius, it's about the fear of something that needs to end, something that has ended. It requires you to step into a deeper confidence, a deeper sense of power within yourself. And this can be scary. It can be scary. It can be like, oh, I'm going out on a limb here. I'm really putting all my chips, you know, down on myself. And I'm just hoping that it turns out okay. Well, that is wonderful. Do that, because you also have the Empress, and like Scorpio did, and the Empress is about, it is my time to receive. So you're worth the bet on you, okay, Sagittarius? So this is a week where your guides are saying, we want you to bet on yourself. Be confident in that. Know that we're betting on you, and it's going to work out in your favor. Even if the mind says, oh, it doesn't look like it is. Okay, so just, it's a very important time energetically for you to put all your chips on yourself. And you're worth it. And you're a good bet, okay? You're a winner. That's what Sagittarius needs to hear right now. And it's true. Okay, beautiful. Nice. Yeah, well, no matter what your mind says, by the way, because the King of Swords wants to fly out, and that King of Swords is like, no, not true. Yes, it is true. So just hush that voice and keep listening to the one that says, I am a winner. And bet on yourself this week, okay? Next is Capricorn. What are the messages for Capricorn for this week, please? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. Ooh, what came flying out is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is just saying this is a week where, you have it with the Ace of Swords. So because you have mental clarity this week, you have really come into a realization. You have come into a new place of understanding within yourself. Very powerful. And because of that, there just might be some, and you have the Ace of Wands. It feels like that the waviness, the turbulence is in the past. Feels like you had some resistance and some bumps, and now you're in this new beginning. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. So it feels like you've definitely had a big aha realization. And this week will be a week of integrating that. Integrating that, meaning just really fully appreciate it. Don't blow right through it. Don't be like, okay, check, moving on. Just really appreciate within yourself the significance of this new place you're at. The significance of this clarity, the significance of this inspired new beginning. They really do not want you to minimize it. Okay, it's not just a check and we're moving on, check and we're moving on. This is a really big milestone. So think about how you, Capricorn, would approach someone who is graduating, from something big. You would be like, don't just run off and go party and, you can do that later, but take some time to reflect and appreciate how far you've come and how much you have graduated from. You are going to experience a fear of your own power this week, Capricorn. And I don't mean fear like it's going to shake you, but you're going to notice this week how when you step into your own power, your own confidence, your own I'm doing this, kind of makes you quake in your boots a little bit. I mean, it feels good, but it's also like, whoa, I did not realize that I had this much of a hesitance to be in my power and confidence. So keep moving forward in that. Keep embracing that strength and confidence, knowing this is a very significant new landmark place with you and Spirit. You and Spirit, okay? All right, next is Aquarius. Aquarius, these are your messages, asking Spirit what your messages are for this week. Aquarius. Wow, you've done a lot of healing work. You are in a really beautiful place this week of high vibration. You, Aquarius, are going to be feeling good. Now, you may notice a bit of jealousy on the part of others. This might even just be a voice in your head. It's a sense of who are you to have all these blessings? Who are you to, have such a wonderful time right now? Really just look at that energy. Notice any way you might be enabling that energy and go, no, you know what? I am going to definitely allow myself to have this joy and to enjoy this time. I'm definitely not going to be sabotaging myself, telling myself I can't have it, telling myself I don't deserve it, or definitely not allowing anybody else to do this. You wouldn't let a little child who is receiving goodness, you wouldn't let someone come along and say, you know, you don't deserve that, you shouldn't have it. So do not allow any voice to say that to you. Make sure you rest and take really good care of yourself this week, Aquarius, and make sure that you give yourself the permission to soak in and enjoy all the blessings that are coming your way right now. Wow, beautiful. Next is Pisces. What are the messages for Pisces for this week? Thank you. Pisces, you have success. You have the Six of Wands. This is definitely a week of you seeing and feeling success and something you've been working very hard on, and also just energetically aligning with. This is a week where you're going to go, here it comes. I see the blessings coming in. As you do this, as you receive, Pisces, these wonderful manifestations this week, you may have some retroactive sadness about the times in your life when you didn't have these. Maybe it's childhood, and maybe you look back and you say, wow, I should have had permission to play. I should have been able to enjoy all the things I'm enjoying now. It's okay to feel that. Feel it and let yourself mourn what you did not have, and then take your little inner child by the hand and say, we're not going to suffer that anymore. We're going to go play right now. So play this week. Also feel the sadness for the past when you have to, but seize that moment and play. You don't have to do one or the other. You can do both. It's a rhythm, it's a flow of feeling all of that. So enjoy your week, and we will connect again next week.